Hi, I'm Kevin Crouch, and I'm the Irene Ryan coordinator for Region 6. Irene Ryan scholarship auditions look a little bit different this year. And so I thought I'd take a moment to talk to you about what that process will look like this year and what you can expect, and maybe some tips and tricks about how to record your materials. The first big difference is there are no nominations. No nominations. Anyone with a paid festival registration can enter Irene Ryan's. We encourage you all to enter, so spread the word, let everyone know this is open for all. We want to celebrate your work this year. If you are intending to, I would love it if you'd fill out the participation form that is currently on the website. That gives us a heads up as to your intent to perform, since we don't have any sort of idea how many we'll have. You're not going to be doing anything live. Everything will be pre-recorded this year. You'll be submitting 3 videos pre-recorded by January 22nd at 6 p.m. That's coming up soon. The requirements for those monologues are as follows. The first is a monologue A, as we're calling it, is 45 seconds. The second is monologue B, and that's going to be 1 minute and 15, and it's in contrast to monologue A. And then monologue C, that's 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and it's in contrast to monologue B. You're going to upload all of those to YouTube, and then you'll provide a link in the video submission form, which is on the website. If you're interested in singing this year, we ask that you look to the Musical Theater Initiative. No singing in Irene Ryan's. When it comes to video submissions, we recommend a few tips and tricks, if you will. Using a smartphone or an iPad, if you have one, that's going to have a great quality camcorder, and that's good news for you. Prop it up on a book or use like an iPhone clip or whatever you have. If you have a tripod, great. If not, grab a family member and have them, if that's who you have in quarantine with you, have them hold the camera for you, but try to keep it as steady as possible. Shoot horizontally throughout so that you don't have the big black lines that come into your frame on playback if you're shooting in portrait. Remember, we want no internal editing of your piece, so right from your slate all the way through your monologue or multiple pieces, depending on which round you're recording, that's the way we want to see it. You can take advantage of it and record as many takes as you need, just like I have for this video, but we want to see one take, just like theater. Where you record, a neutral background is best. A wall. We don't want to see that you haven't cleaned your room or that there's dirty dishes in the sink. You don't want to see the rest of my garage, I promise you. Try to find some place that is quiet. Turn off the TV. Make sure you've muted your phone. Tell your roommate to stop singing. Nothing kills a self-tape worse than a car alarm or the neighbor mowing their lawn. So try to be aware of those different things as you can. When it comes to light, watch out for shadows. Overhead light tends to create strong shadows underneath your eyes. So using natural light is always best. If you're in a dark apartment, put a bunch of maybe some lamps behind your camera. That'll give you a little bit of a better lighting situation. Or put your camera between yourself and a window. Open the window and let that natural light come in and show you off to your best. You can stand or sit during your monologue. It's up to you, whatever makes most sense for your monologues. Eyeline, at a minimum, look into the camera for your slate and your introduction. Where you look after that is a bit of a debate, and if you want to look left or right as you would if you were shooting with a scene partner, totally fine. If you want to do direct address the camera the whole time, totally fine as well. Zoom is taking away some of that stigma that we've had in the past. Look your best. Remember, this is a special event, right? It's an audition, and so you want to look your best. You don't have to go buy a new outfit, but wear something that does show you off and makes you feel confident. Try not to have any crazy patterns or noisy jewelry of any kind that distracts from your piece. We want to make sure that we're focusing on your work. Make sure there's nothing in your room that has, or in your clothing, that indicates your school. You're not wearing your logo on your shirt or hanging on a banner behind you. Make sure that you're fully memorized. No scripts in hand. You're not reading off of a prompter of any sort. We can always tell. Trust us. And remember, you can record as many takes as you want. That's the beauty of this. If you have a bad take, throw it away. Let yourself laugh. Have fun and be yourself. Remember, in terms of your equipment, that's a big thing I want to stress. If you need to use an external microphone, totally fine. If you got to put your AirPods in or your Bluetooth earphones in and have a better microphone on, totally fine. The quality of your recording is not part of the criteria that our selectors are looking at. I cannot stress that enough. So take that onus off yourself and know if mine doesn't look super slick and I don't have a ring light, all that jazz, it's totally okay. That's not what we're focused on. We are focused on celebrating your fabulous work. If you go to the website that you're on, hopefully right now, look at all the different requirements I've listed in terms of how you label your video when you upload it to YouTube. Also remember to mark it as unlisted so that it's not just out there for everyone to see. And make sure that this is not made for children. Otherwise, YouTube puts restrictions in terms of language on your video. This is on the internet. What you're doing is going to be on the internet, whether it's unlisted or not, and it's going to be distributed to the festival if you make it to a certain point. So keep that in mind when you're recording your material, that this is going to be consumed for the public digitally. We are using the red light, green light list as we have in years past. The link to that is on our website, so you can find out whether or not your material passes those guidelines as whether or not it is allowed. You will always slate in your recordings. You're going to do 3 recordings. One is for the preliminary round. That preliminary round is just monologue A, 45 seconds long. You'll introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Kevin Crouch, and I'm doing 3 Days of Rain by Richard Greenberg. That's it. Name, title, playwright. Then go into your piece. If you're recording the semifinal round, which is monologues A and B, hence the reason they contrast, you will slate both pieces. Hi, my name is Kevin Crouch. I'm doing 3 Days of Rain by Richard Greenberg and Hamlet by William Shakespeare. And then I would go into both my pieces. If you're recording your finals round, which is monologues B and C, you would record your slate in the order that you're doing it. Again, whatever order you do in the semifinals and the finals, your monologues, how you pair them up, totally up to you. But make sure you introduce them in your slate that way so that I don't hear you say, I'm going to do Hamlet first, and the first words out of your mouth is not Shakespeare, right? Timing, right? When does the time start? The time starts from the first moment of acting, right? So your slate, that does not include your time, so keep that in mind. The first moment of acting is when we start the clock, so to speak, just like we have in person before. You will still receive responses. Everyone who submits something will receive a response to their preliminary work. How many advance from prelims to semis is going to depend on how many folks are entering the Irene Ryans this year. In the past, we've had 32 move on to the semifinal round. If we have an extraordinary number of folks enter this year in the prelims, we'll expand that number. So that number is to be determined. You will still receive a response from other faculty that are also going to get a chance to watch your work. The 32 that are selected for semifinals, that work will then be curated and displayed on during the virtual festival during the weeks, the 10 days that we have. We'll have a night for the semifinals to be viewed. And then the finals also will be viewed. The final weekend we'll have, just as we have kind of in our live in person, we'll have the Irene Ryan finals for you to view. And those folks will also receive responses from faculty members who will watch the work and take notes. Because remember, you have selectors and then you have respondents. Respondents are other faculty that have volunteered their time to watch your performances and take some notes and make sure that you have feedback. Selectors are the individuals who watch. If they're selectors for the prelims, they watch everyone in the prelims, and they send on 32 to the semifinals. If they're selectors in the semifinals, they watch all 32 and they send on 16 to the finals. And the final selectors watch all 16, and then they pick our national finalists and our national runner-up. Make sure that you're looking at all of the requirements about what it is that they're watching for in terms of pursuing an objective and having, mastering clear voice and diction, etc. All of that is on the website, and it's all the same as it has been before. Nothing has changed there. We just don't have a partner involved. We're trying to keep you all as safe as possible. This is a brand new world for us. It's a brand new world in terms of how we're curating the material. One of the reasons that this is happening so soon is that we have to then get it all processed and then make sure that our selectors have enough time to watch everything. And so I know that the deadlines are a little bit earlier this year, but trust us, it's because we are using that time to prep everything and have it ready for you to celebrate your work at the regional festival. If you have any questions or concerns about your material or submitting it, you're running into any errors, any of that kind of thing, you can always contact me. My email, kevincrouch@shsu.edu, is on the website. You can also contact my my vice coordinator, Callie Hisik, and her email address is on the website as well. We look forward to seeing your work this year. We can't wait to celebrate everything that you've been doing in 2020. It's been really inspiring to watch a lot of the work this year that's come out of the difficult situation of the pandemic that we've all been in. Thing that keeps my heart happy is watching y'all work and seeing how nothing is deterring you from celebrating what you love. And we're going to continue that here in 2021.